Hello, I wanted to do a video on setting up a respirator bag. So I've done similar things to this before, but it's what would I have set up in a respirator bag if you wanted a respirator kit ready to go. So this isn't necessarily having it as a sort of historical bag where all the bits would be in a kit bag as you'd expect them to be as they were issued. This is simply if you're setting up a bag for a respirator, what do you put in there. So we're going to do it first for the S10 type bag, and then I'm going to do the bag I've got my CT12 in. So with the S10, let's open that up. So you've got the mask that sits in there like that, flat, so let's pull the mask out. So I've got the mask with the outsert stored on it for this one. At the bottom of the bag I have the mask's balaclava type thing, and I have a filter. This one isn't one I used as an actual kind of combat filter, but it's got the C2A1 filter, sorry, just a normal C2 filter there. This bag, because it's the one I keep all my S10 accessories, also has the S10 microphone in there. So what I'm going to do is show you how you'd set up a bag if you were just wanting to do it with any mask or ever in a bag like this. First of all, is get an in-date filter, and this is going to be your main filter that you're going to use. So here we go, that's the one I showed the other day, the A2 one. Does everything. Now hopefully, if you've got a big enough satchel, you can get the filter to fit in the bag in the filter compartment. If it's one of a specific filter compartment, you might need a bit of jostling about to get the filter in there properly, but there you go. I've got that now in the section for the filter in this bag with the Velcro, so if you needed to use it, you'd simply break open the filter, or break the tabs on the filter, then put it in. I'm just going to put the accessories for this in the bag now. So with the S10 satchels, you have a space on either side for a filter, but depending on how big those filters are, you may or may not be able to get everything all in on one side. So I'm just going to put the balaclava flush in on the bottom, so the mask can sit on top of that. And then obviously pop the mask in like that, and there you go, you've got the mask actually sitting flush relatively there. You can do that back up. These being the Velcro ones are quite easy. With the buttons, and you can get a nice tight seal. So in there, if I was to open it, I've got the S10 and all the accessories and a filter ready to open with the mask, and then that filter can obviously protect me. But let's just set it up in another bag now. Okay, so this is the bag I keep my CT12 in. I've showed this bag in videos before and sort of how I've got it set up, but let's get it open. Right, so it's going to be a bit of a mess trying to show all this on the camera, but the mask's in here, so I'll take everything out and then put it back in. So I've got the mask, sits on the very top of the bag, easy to get out. Now, this bag lets me hold two filters. It's quite deep and a layer, so there's one filter. That's my Open S10 filter. It still kind of works, so I've got this as the primary filter to put on the mask, but if there was a real emergency, I'd open the other filter. And then here's this. So at the moment I've got this Avon one in there, so you'll see CBRN FM12CE canister. So that one was dated to run out in 2014, so it's technically expired, but as it's foiled wrap, I imagine it would still work. Avon actually, I think, said somewhere that their filters have quite a long, from production to expiry date. And I'm assuming, yeah, if that was made in 2001 or 2010, it's quite hard to work out. That's why it's got, I assume that'd be 2001, like a 14-15 year expiry date on it. But regardless, that was the sealed filter I had in there, but now I've got a better one to put in. But just to show you, there's the survival poncho right at the bottom, sort of either the bottom or the back, depending on how the bag's laid out. So what I can now do is put this one in, which is in date, and then I've got that Avon one, but I might as well have that one in there, so I'm going to put the other S10 filter in. So that's in there. Then I'm going to pop the mask in again. So now I've got the mask, the poncho, and a filter to use for minor stuff, and then actually a real fret filter. So obviously all that's now in there again. Seal that up. And we're good to go whenever I need the bag. Now, the reason I'm recommending doing something like this is obviously you are probably going to want, in an emergency, to have all your kit ready to go, not, you know, a mask in one place, the filters somewhere else, all that sort of stuff, because obviously the issue is, if in emergency you need it quickly, you don't want to be messing about trying to find all the stuff. So by doing setups like this, you can have a mask, filter, you know, ready to go, all in a bag. Quite a simple way of doing it, in my opinion, quite an easy, you know, good way of doing it. So to summarise, in your bag you have the mask itself, and I'd always recommend 2 filters if you can fit 2 filters in a bag. That way, if one expires, you've got a secondary filter to use, but you're obviously going to be wanting to use this stuff to evacuate an area. That's the easiest way of doing it. Quite simple and secure. Obviously, as said, it pays if your life's on the line to get some in-date filters that work. If you buy more than one, you can have more than one bag set up, really. But in my opinion, it's a lot better idea to get a respirator bag you like, with all the accessories and everything ready to go, rather than having a mask somewhere, a filter somewhere else, you know, all those sort of different factors. So there you go, that's how to set up a respirator kit bag with all the bits you'd need very easily.